All right, everyone, thank you for coming tonight. Being 7 o'clock, please rise and join me to the pledge with the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Diane, would you like to call roll?
I sure would. Ms. Westman?
Present.
Mr. Grover?
Here.
Ms. Sullivan?
Here.
Mr. Hand?
Here.
Mr. Burke?
Here.
Ms. Vanderwater?
Here. Can I get a motion to approve the meeting minutes of our regular meeting held on April 2nd, 2025?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Bob, seconded by Mike. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Any citizen comments?
No.
Linda, are you ready to go or do you want to move to the end? Okay, so we're going to allow our comptroller, Linda Pease, to do a very brief presentation on the annual financial report of 2024. It's all yours, Linda.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Most everybody knows me. My name is Linda Pease. I'm the comptroller. I just did a brief presentation. Was it out there?
It was, yeah, then you moved or something.
I did see it a minute ago.
Who seen it a second ago?
Maybe something on the remote, yeah, just.
I think it's a petition.
Okay.
There it goes.
So, we passed out the annual financial report a couple meetings ago, and I just wanted to give a quick presentation on the general overview of the document, major funds, revenue expense trends, and fund balance. So for the general fund, our revenues were up approximately 1.2 million. Higher interest rates and ARPA revenue was the leading factors for those increases. On the same token, expenses were also up in proportion to that, building and recreation ARPA expenses. Fund balance grew by 468,000. 275 was appropriated to use in the 2024 budget, but instead 468 was added to the budget. That's a budget discussion item. Part-town fund. This is our second major fund within the town. Revenues are down by 858,000. Building permits and franchise fees were down. Expenses for both codes, contractual, and planning were up. Fund balance decreased by $80,000. And on that one, 100,000 was appropriated, so that was real close. Our third and final fund is the highway fund. Revenues were down by 275. Submission for highway aid was up. Expenses were up by 225. Money was allocated for the drainage projects and equipment, and that's why it was up so high. 150 of it went to the Idlewood and Birchwood drainage. Actual expenses were 300,000. Fund balance increased by 300,000 in this fund as well. Operating margins are consistent, but there's room for improvement in the operational efficiencies. This underscores the town's commitment and protection of the town's financial stability. The town had a fiscal stress score with the state of 3.3 out of 100, which is considered no score. Some potential budgeting strategies for next year was the interest rates are declining. We should be looking at decreases where we can through the budgets and collaborate with the department heads and town board to bring down costs where trends will allow.
Thank you. Any comments or questions by anyone on the board? All right, Linda, thank you so much for coming out and presenting to us that report. I have to tell you, I've been on the board since 2019, and I've never seen the annual financial report before.
It's a fun document.
Okay, so moving on to item number 1, approved budget transfers. We don't have any, so we will move on to number 2. Our highway superintendent has notified us that they would like to change their hours from, to move to 4 10-hour days. So highway new hours will be 6 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. starting April 21st. How bad do you want 4 10s?
We have to vote.
Quite a bit. We can actually get a lot done. We can get more done instead of breaking down halfway through the, yeah.
Yeah, to Darcy's point, I don't think we need to vote on it because I think it's in your contract that you're doing it. But we'll do a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations.
I'll move it, Bob seconds. You can't do that to her.
Number 3, can I get a motion to appoint Tim Gainey, who is our code enforcement officer, as fire marshal?
I'll make that motion.
A second.
Motion made by Jen, seconded by Roger. Any questions or comments? I think we've been remiss in appointing a fire marshal since we received our resignation from Mike Knowlton in December, so we'll get our fire marshal loaded up again. Motion made by Jen, seconded by Roger. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Can I get a motion to authorize $10,000 payment to our comptroller Linda Pease for completing the justice court audits for years 2022, 2023, and 2024?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Roger, seconded by Mike. I'll just speak to this. During Linda's work auditing the departments, it was discovered that we had not had court audits for those 3 years, and we were getting communications from New York State Court that they hadn't had them, so we moved to have our comptroller do that work. Motion made by Roger, seconded by Mike. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Motion passes. Number 5, can I get a motion to authorize the supervisor to sign the intermunicipal agreement with Lysander for our Veterans Outreach Coordinator?
I'll make that motion.
I will second.
Motion made by Jen, seconded by Bob. The Lysander Town Supervisors here, Kevin Rhodes, thank you for coming. And thank you for moving this through your board. It's really important to us, and I think we discussed that numerous times, and I know it was important to you, and I think this is something that will help the community, and it's a service that's been needed here. So thank you so much, and please extend our thank yous to your board as well.
I will. Thank you.
Any other comments, anybody?
Yeah, I'm just really pleased that Lysander's joining us. I mean, a lot of us have grown up here. We consider Baldwinsville a community, not Lysander, Village of Baldwinsville, Town of Van Buren. So this is a place where coordination makes sense. So.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, motion made by Jen, seconded by Bob. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Number 6, can I get a motion to appoint Daniel Quackenbush as the Town of Van Buren representative on the Board of Directors at Okra, effective today, April 16th, to finish the term through 12/31/2025?
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by Mike, seconded by Bob. And we are honored to have Mr. Quackenbush here in the audience today. Thank you. Dan previously served on the town board for what years, Dan?
I'm just trying to figure that out. I think 1990 to 2006, maybe,
Wow,
something like
that's
that.
a long time. Were you ever on the Okra board?
I was on the Okra board. Bill's father was our first representative to the Okra board, and I was the second.
That is crazy. That's a lot of history right
That's
there.
crazy.
Yeah.
But back then, the Okra board was actually doing something, so. And most of it was bad to the town.
Okay, well,
Yes.
we know you'll keep us posted, and thank you for serving
Yeah, we'll
this
take care.
town.
Thank you.
Motion made by Mike, seconded by Bob. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Number 7, can I get a motion for resolution to establish a monthly service credit for myself, Wendy Vanderwater, for New York State retirement based on submitted 3-month log, ROA results $11.96 a month with 2 payrolls, $17.94 a month with 3 payrolls.
I'll make that motion. One second.
Have we checked the log?
Motion made by Bob, seconded by Roger. All those in favor?
Aye.
I'll abstain. Any against? Motion passes. I do have a penciled in number 8. Can I get a motion to authorize $525,000 from the DB fund balance to DB.5110.0200 for the purchase of a jet rotor from Tracy Road Equipment?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion made by Mike, seconded by Jenny. Dave, would you like to speak to it? Let everyone know what a jet rotor is, how critical it is for the town, what it does.
Yes, I will. The jet rider that we have is no longer in service. We have a standing with the state for a 20% catch basin clean we have to do every year. They also assist for drainage issues, storm drain cleaning, and cleaning out people's pipes in their driveways. It's basically goes out every single day, and we use it every single day, so it's a necessity. It is very expensive, unfortunately, but everything today is very expensive. I wish it was more less expensive, but that's, everything has gone up.
How long have we had the current jet rotor?
That is a 2006.
Okay, so you do get a good amount of years.
Yeah, you guys bought it. That's right, you guys. I remember.
2006.
Thank those guys.
Do you remember how much it was?
$250.
Wow.
That's how much.
Much in there.
Yeah, it was a.
That's actually not bad now.
It was
Doubled in price.
It was 225 to 250. I remember. Yeah, it was up there. Yeah, they didn't get any cheaper.
Before that, we were sharing one with Lysander.
Yep.
We may still have it.
So I just wanted to add too that I'm really glad that we're continuing our tradition of not bonding for equipment. So we've put money aside and we're prepared for this, as much of a hit as it takes to our equipment reserves and fund balance, but once again, paying cash for equipment.
Well, thank you to the board for keeping up on the equipment. If it's up for you guys, we're doing really good. Appreciate it. And the taxpayers, thank you.
Okay, great. Motion made by Mike, seconded by Jenny. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. And then I have just one more penciled in, 19.
9.
9. Can I get a motion to authorize the supervisor to send a letter to the DOT requesting a speed zone reduction for Van Buren Road right here from Ray Middle School all the way up through Connors Road. We've had several complaints from neighbors who are in Mary Meadows that are trying to get out of their neighborhood, and people are just flying up this hill. And there is another school zone up there for Baldwinsville Faith Academy, so I think it's prudent that we try to lower the speed limit up through there as well. Can I get a motion?
I'm gonna make a motion. I'll second.
Motion made by Roger, seconded by Bob. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Okay, moving on to counselor committee reports and comments. Mike.
No, I got nothing.
What? Roger.
I don't have anything.
Jen.
I have something.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? I got something. So I was speaking with Diane. I want to set up a facility committee meeting in the town, or at Van Buren Park, Thursday, May 22nd at 8 a.m. And we had our candidates meeting on the 2nd of April, and it was very pretty productive.
Okay, do you want to share?
No.
Okay.
But I will provide a treasure report to all of you.
Oh,
I look forward to
I meant to send it already, but I forgot, so I will send it tonight.
okay, great.
That's it.
All right, Darcy?
The only thing on the personnel committee is that we have spent the last couple of years updating the employee handbook, which I think now is in what I'll call final draft. and has been shared with all the counselors. So if you have any comments or questions or anything, get those back to me as soon as possible. I think we've penciled this in for first May board meeting, if
Yes.
possible.
Yep.
But if I don't hear from anyone, then we'll go. If I do, we can push it back to second May. But I think we're good to go.
Yeah, that's been a couple of years in the making.
We'll talk about it.
I
I'm
so
about
agree.
3/4 of the way through it, so.
So that's all I have tonight.
Bob?
The only thing I want to mention is our comprehensive land use committee has talked with B&L, and we are a go for April 29th at 4:30 will be our first kickoff meeting. We will be meeting in person here in the town, and we will also be Zooming it. That information I'll have available once I get it from them. And I believe they want to have the town supervisor and myself as chair of the committee, where we'll be doing a run-through of the town to give them an idea of the layout of the town, because a lot of them are not familiar with the town before that meeting. And that's it.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to supervisor comments, I just have a couple things. I received the March report from our codes office. They issued 14 building permits, 2 demolition permits. They performed 69 inspections, 17 fire inspections, 5 were re-inspections, 8 violations issued, 11 appearance tickets issued, 27 CFCs issued, 11 CFOs issued, and 1 temporary certificate of occupancy issued. And they received 39 complaints. Their total permit fee revenue for the month was $8,908. The total value of all the projects they oversaw was over $1 million. So a big thank you to our codes office for keeping up the good job over there, and we're really appreciative of everything they do. I just want to remind everybody, at our next town board meeting, we will have Superintendent Joe DeVary here giving us a presentation on the school board, or the school budget. So we're excited to see him and his team here for that presentation. And I would be remiss in not recognizing a former board member. Peel Schulten is in the audience. Thank you, Peels, for being here tonight. It's nice to see a familiar face.
Nice being here.
What years were you on the board?
Wow. 2 years old from then.
92.
92 to 2006.
Okay, so you were on for quite a long time, too. The walls haven't changed in this building, I can tell you that. Well, thank you for coming out, Peels. Okay, highway superintendent.
No comment.
Okay, so we'll go through a couple things, okay, Dave?
Okay, no comment.
So Monday, you think you're starting the sweeping of the
Yes.
roads?
Monday we start sweeping, yes.
That's great news.
Yep.
That means spring is officially here.
No comment. Yes, we're...
Delineators?
Delineators are being picked up as we speak, not as we speak, but we've been in the process since Monday picking up, even though it snowed today, so.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna start desalting our trucks and eventually pulling the plows and wings, and
Well,
hopefully,
that is exciting.
so.
And no overnight parking is officially over.
Yep.
That ended yesterday.
Yes, the 15th, correct.
So go ahead and park on the streets again.
Just not in people's yards.
I know we talked about moving to the 4/10, so Monday through Thursday are the new days the highway will be working. So I want to make sure the residents are aware of that if they need to call for service or help with anything.
I'm still available if need be, if outside
Okay.
of that.
All right, great. I think that's
Is Janelle still in the office on Fridays?
Earth Day cleanup.
She'll be on the same shift as us.
She will do the same.
Yes.
Well, Roger.
They did the Earth Day cleanup Saturday.
Yes. Yep. We had a few tires, not a lot, but hopefully, maybe next year we'll shout it out more and get out there to the
Yeah,
public. And
I think that's a great idea. I really think we need to make Earth Day a bigger event here in Van Buren. I still see so much trash on the side of the roads, and I think we could really promote it a little bit more and try to get more groups involved and more volunteers and really clean up the town a little bit more. So thank you for bringing that up. I'd really think we should plan big next year.
And a side note to that is I have heard from a few residents that they're going to continue to do a little more cleanup between now and the actual Earth Day, which it was nice to hear that. Exactly. I think they needed the better weather because I will say I was out doing the Harbor Heights Park and it was wet and chilly.
It was not that
But I
big.
give a big salute to the guys that were there at the town.
Well, if they, ongoing with that, if they do have trash, they can contact us. We can swing by and grab it. So we can still get.
Yeah, on a side note, I still have stickers too.
Yeah, so we can still help out with that.
Okay. All right, thank you, Highway. Engineer?
We submitted our community development application last Friday, and the door and windows for the Canwood Senior Center have been ordered.
Oh, great.
4 to 5 week lead time on those, and then the contract's gonna be coordinating with the senior center, so they can get in there when they don't have a lot of activities going on.
Perfect.
That's moving along.
Great.
That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Stacy, anything?
Nothing to report from the attorney.
Okay, thank you so much. With that being said, can I get a motion to adjourn to our regular meeting on May 7th at 7 p.m.?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion made by Mike, Bob, seconded by Mike. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, everyone, for coming out.
Thank you.